In 2015, a couple in San Jose, California, fell victim to a terrifying home invasion. The intruders were never caught, but police advised the couple to install security cameras to prevent it from happening again. Taking the advice seriously, they set up 6 cameras around their home. What they didn't know was that those cameras would soon capture something far worse. On May 8th of that same year, the cameras recorded a second. Break-in 2 men dressed in black climbed the fence into the backyard. They found an unlocked sliding glass door and quietly slipped inside their first stop. The kitchen. One of them disconnected a phone from the counter, and then both began searching drawers and cabinets. That's when they found kitchen knives, which they took to arm themselves. The footage then shows the men running upstairs, knives in hand. One of them stopped at a locked door. The master bedroom inside was Rosie, a family friend, babysitting the couple's child who had been crying. Instead of fleeing when they realized someone was inside, the men became more aggressive. They kicked the door with such force that they punched a hole through it, then began thrusting the knives into the room, thinking fast. Rosie grabbed the child and retreated to the bathroom. Locking the door, she shouted that she had called the police, and luckily this scared the intruders off before they could fully break in. Despite having the entire incident on camera, police were never able to identify the men. Their motives remain a mystery, but the fact that they disconnected the phones, armed themselves with knives, and didn't flee after hearing people inside suggests they had something far more sinister in mind. This chilling footage comes from a home security camera in Vacaville, California. It was a regular afternoon in April, a time when kids are usually seen walking home from school. But what unfolds in this video is far from ordinary. A young girl with a backpack enters the frame just like any other student heading home. But there's something you can't see right away. A dark-colored Pontiac had been following her for several blocks. She noticed the car and knew something wasn't right. In a quick, clever move, she ducked behind a parked truck, out of sight from the driver. The Pontiac pulls over, waiting, watching for her to reappear. Minutes pass, but she's still hidden. The driver finally drives off, only to circle back. He reverses the car, attempting to talk to the girl, but she's smart. She keeps shifting out of his view. Finally, after what must have felt like forever, the car drives away for good, and she makes a run for it. After receiving several tips, police identified the driver, a 24-year-old man. They questioned him, but no arrest was made legally. He hadn't committed a crime. But what was he planning? What was his true intent? We may never know. If you found this video exciting so far, please like it and subscribe to our channel for more awesome videos. Your support means a lot to us. Ollie Porth, a mother of 2 daughters, one 13 years old and the other just 3, had a chilling encounter on the night of February 20th, 2022. After a shopping trip, Ollie and her daughters returned home. As seen on their home security camera, they walked inside, closed the door behind them, and thought nothing of it. But moments later, a man appeared from around their parked truck. The first thing he did was try the front door. After knocking a few times with no response, he walked away. But the story doesn't end. There, footage from a neighbor's camera revealed that for the next 5 minutes, the man circled their house, all while on his phone. When Ollie reviewed the videos further, she realized something even more unsettling. The man had been following them. His car trailed there all the way from the store as they parked in the driveway. His vehicle parked just a few houses down. Seconds later, he got out and started walking toward their home. Thankfully, they managed to get inside and lock the door before he could reach them. Ollie later wrote, "I don't know what this man's intentions were, but I don't think it was to rob us. I believe it was random and that we weren't specifically targeted. He saw an opportunity, a woman and 2 girls, entering a house alone. The police were alerted and searched the area, but the man was never found. Margaret Woodward, a 68-year-old woman living in La Eton, England, had endured a terrifying ordeal. In 2013, her home had been broken into 5 times. After repeated break-ins, she finally took the advice of police and installed security cameras around her home. Little did she know those cameras would capture the 6th and final break-in around 1 a.m. A man is seen on the footage silently creeping through her home while Margaret is fast asleep in her living room. The intruder calmly takes several of her belongings, completely unnoticed, until he triggers an alarm. That's when Margaret wakes up. Without hesitation, she grabs her cane and chases the man out of her house. Thanks to the security footage, police were finally able to identify the burglar, 51-year-old Patrick Reed. It turned out he was responsible for all 6 break-ins, stealing a total of around $1 million. Component Placement 1000 from Margaret Reed was sentenced to 4 years and 8 months in prison.